ease and hyperfocus. This is my Flosstube, or a YouTube channel that is primarily about my needlework obsession. My name is Pam. My pronouns are she, her, and today is Monday, October 14th, and it is Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. So I thought I would sit down today and film a Flosstube before my family got up. If you are somebody who has been here before, hello, my name is Pam. I am a 50-year-old pagan woman who lives in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan on Treaty 6 territory. I say a lot. I'm pagan. I am a mom. I primarily do cross stitch, but I've dabbled with embroidery, knitting, crochet, sewing, and various other things that come into my life. Anything kind of to do with needlework. I also really love journals and planning, planners, stickers, that kind of stuff. So sometimes I show that. Um, So if you have been here before, you will have noticed that I haven't been here for a month. And that is because last time I was supposed to film, which would have been the 2 weeks ago, the 28th of September, I stood on something that I know I shouldn't have stood on. And then I fell off the thing that I know I shouldn't have stood on. And I injured myself. So I fell off of a little stool that I was trying to get rid of all the flies that keep getting in the house when the dog goes out. And sorry. And I fell and I twisted my ankle really, really badly, my left ankle. And so I couldn't really walk or get down the stairs to do this for a little while. So I'm finally better now. Um, Still sore, still swollen, but I can hobble down the stairs. Then if you can notice, there are still flies in the house because the dog keeps getting out, and the door keeps getting left open. So let's get into. So let's try and do this before the kids wake up. I can hear small rumblings, so I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come down soon. Got one. So, other than falling and injuring myself, I've been doing quite a bit of stitching, because really can't do. Other than going to work, I couldn't really move around a lot, so I've been doing a lot of stitching. And I'm just gonna show you, oh, I forgot to do the, today I pulled, we'll do the tarot cards. Today I pulled 2 tarot cards from 2 different decks. So this is from the Sacred Circle deck, which is the one I use the most. Restriction, so feeling tied up, and especially monetarily, financially. I don't know who isn't feeling this way right now. So yeah, that is perfect for how I feel right now. And then from the Tarot of the Divine, sorry, I had to read the name of it. 8 of Swords, also about feeling anxious and restricted and really stuck. That's kind of the place I'm in right now. Again, I've been hobbling around and, well, physically kind of stuck. But this is the time of the year where it seems like no matter what, I can't seem to stay ahead. So I'm always kind of behind on something don't have enough money, don't have enough this, don't have enough time, don't have enough energy, like just don't have enough. So that's kind of, I feel restricted. And a lot of the restriction, as it will note in in the the books, is self-imposed restriction. There isn't as much restriction as you think there is, but you feel stuck, so you're stuck. Um, that's just kind of a constant thing right now. Kids are very expensive, and Christmas is coming up, and even with Samhain, there's not a lot of ritual stuff, but the kids want expensive costumes, and there's stuff to prepare. Okay, so let's get on to the stitching, because otherwise I'm just gonna ramble on. So I'm just gonna pull things as kind of as I did them, but I've been using the Tiny Decisions wheel, and it just keeps cycling through a couple of them. So I've done a couple sessions, and I have my Notion up here so I can tell you what I did. So this I did kind of like right after I filmed the last one. So I'm going to put it over here. This is Abalonia's apple trees. I think there's only one tree. I don't know. I will put up the picture over there, because I don't have it here with me. So Abalonia's apple trees. And this one I did on the 21st and 22nd of September. And then it got called, let me just see, and it got called the 12th, and like this weekend. So I've done like 10 hours this weekend as well. So this is Abalonia's apple tree. I do not like that I cannot figure out where the camera is. There we go. So I love this, but down here, there's going to be a fox, and that's the whole point. This was my first project by the Artsy Housewife, and it led me to join her Patreon. So I had to switch out my patrons. Generally, I do that every 3 or 4 months, because there's so many people to support, and just so many designers and stuff that I want to get. You get patterns from them, you get like, so here's a better view of this. So you get better, like you get all kinds of patterns, and this is kind of a, I like the animals and the patterns. Like I like the repeating patterns on things. You can't really see the white. This is called Antique Wedding Dress. It's by Roxy Floss Co. This is a completely Roxy Floss Co. project, except for this green. This green is 500 DMC, because the original converted one was black, and I just, for the leaves, I didn't want black. I used the black in the butterfly and in other places. I just didn't want the black in the leaves. I just kind of wanted that pop of green. So yeah, it's on a Speculoos, 40 count Speculoos by Roxy Floss Co. with Roxy Floss Co. conversion, and it was a kit that I got at Stitch North when I went. And I've gotten almost to the bottom. There's just a little bit, there's a little bit of ground, and then there's the border that comes around. So I've done about 15 hours on that, because it came up twice, and I couldn't stop once I started. So I've gotten, I don't know if I have a picture where I was before, I will put it up. And what did I do? I'm just kind of going through what in the order that I did it. Oh, I also pulled up, I finished Blue Morpho, and then that's ready to go. I gotta get to the post office maybe today, maybe tomorrow on the way to work. I know Trina is waiting for Rob's Blue Morpho, so I finally bit the bullet on my Tiny Decisions wheel. This doesn't, yeah. My Tiny Decisions wheel finally pulled this one up. And I love long dog samplers. I think it's more that I'm trying to do it on 40 count. And I'm just not a pink person. I thought the other one that I've done, I think I'll insert a picture of Pandemic that I finished, was in blues. So bright blues on a blue. So I thought that one is blues with a gray accent. So where the bunnies, where all the animals are brown, chocolate brown on here. In the Pandemic, I did it in bright blues with gray. So all the animals on this one, except for this cat, which is Princess, who is not down here, who is my familiar. She is white, so that cat is white. But everything else is brown. All the other animals I'm going to put are brown. I'm struggling to not UFO this project. Like, I love it, but I'm not loving working on it. And it might just be that I was stuck on this motif here. And it was a finicky little motif and I really didn't like it. But I figured I'd put in another 10 hours. Or this one was 5 hours. I'll put in another 5 hours, see how I felt. I'm still undecided. I think it's that it's on a 20 count. I think it's, or a 40 count. I think it's hard on the eyes. And maybe it's time to just put it aside or see if somebody else wants it and start a new long dog. It's not like I don't like long dogs. I'm going to get another long dog. I love long dog. Then, after a while, the Cathedral Wood Goddess came up. And this one was troublesome for me because this is the one I was working on when I fell. So I had worked on her. She was, I don't know if I have a picture, I will put it up here. I'm backwards today. So I had her done up to her face, and then I was trying to put in these, which you really can't see, but there's water lilies, silk. The browns and the purples are silk at the top there. And it wasn't lining up. No matter what I did, it wasn't lining up. So I basically was like, okay, I ripped it all out, like all the body. And then I was thinking that I was going to possibly put her in like a different skin tone. And the end of it, I was like, I couldn't pull out the arms. The arms were in the right place. And that's what I was basing everything off of. And so I decided I was just gonna leave. She's white like me. So yeah, I ripped it all out. So I ripped her back down to about here and realized that the issue the issue is somewhere in here. So I ripped it all out and then I stitched it all back up and then put her back in. I got to her head and this one kept getting called. So I worked on this for, I think this one was the one I worked on for about 10 hours. 10-15 hours. So I worked on her for 3 days in September and 4 days in October already. And I'm getting into the headdress. I'm still missing quite a bit of, there's about, you need to have, I need another spool or card of this copper, and then there's one called 102V, which is a old gold. I need 2 or 3 of those, and I cannot find it anywhere. 123 Stitch, every time they have it in, I go to buy it, and before I get to it, it's sold out. So I did all of this, is all metallic. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, there you kind of see. So this is the copper metallic, and the holes that are still there are either the dark gold, or I think there's another metallic that I'm missing. There's 2 metallics that I have to get, and then beads. This is a heavily beaded project. So, oh look, an extra cat hair. Where is it? Here. Yay, cat hairs. So this is the Cathedral Woods Goddess. So I did 10 hours in September ripping her back, and then putting her back together, and then another 10 hours in October. Now look, doesn't look like I've spent that much time, but this is one of my, the ones that I just love. I love doing Mirabilias, so I'm actually very excited to get up into the head, because that's where the horns and the headdress and all the fanciness are. So, Cathedral Woods Goddess by Mirabilia, and this is done on a 32 count, I think it's called Stoneware, by Roxy Floss Co. And I'm just using DMC, Krynic, and the watercolors. This is all on the flosses are all called for, because I'm not that imaginative. So I am, or I, when I first started stitching, I was almost exclusively a fancy lady stitcher. I started in the early 90s. So I started with lavender and lace, and I did angels mostly. And then Mirabilia came out with mermaids, and I did the mermaids, and I still want to get the mermaids back. But those ones are out of print now, and they're really hard to get a hold of, so it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to get a hold of them. Okay, then I worked on Autumn is Joyful, which we had a Zoom call. So this is a round robin piece that I'm working on with Stephanie Pocket Roddy. I don't iron. I'm sorry. Nobody cares that much. So this is the one I was working on the night that I fell. So I am supposed to do, for my part, these, I think it was these 3 motifs, and then this one. So those were my 4. So I'm starting on the squirrel, the acorn there. It's really, really large. It's probably the whole thing. And again, 40 count, Speculoos, Roxy Floss Co, and all in the called for DMC. And for the most part, I've been doing the back stitching, as you can see the leaves there. I'm doing the back stitching as I go, because I want the leaves to pop. I really love this because these are my colors, the dark autumn colors. So we've had our first Zoom meeting. I think I missed the other meeting. I don't know if there was a second one. So I have until, I think it's December. And then I sent to Megan. So hopefully she's not too annoyed that it's on 40 count, but it's a light colored 40 count. Again, Speculoos. It's one of my favorites from Roxy Floss Co. It's a nice, you can't really tell here, it looks white, but it's actually a light, like tan. It's a nice color. So I love that little squirrel. So there's a squirrel here, and then this pattern of checkerboard, it goes across. So the other squirrel I think is right around here. So there's two squirrels. They apparently love each other. And I've decided to change the saying inside to the one with the leaves. Leaves are like flowers. So yeah, I really enjoy that. I never thought that I was a sampler person. Again, like I said, I started stitching. Well, I started with needlepoint, and because that's what my grandmother did, and she taught me how to do needlepoint. As I got older, I started doing cross stitch, and I started with the fancy ladies. And at that time, there was a guild here in Saskatoon, and I think it's still around. I just haven't found any information of how to join. And I was a fancy lady stitcher, and one of my friends who was also a stitcher, she was really into, she was the first one I know who had multiple whips. Like I was, up until 2020, the beginning of 2023, I was a one and done person. I would have one project, I would stitch on it. That would be the only thing I'd stitch on until I got it done, and then I'd kit up another project and I'd do that. And it was very slow going because some nights I only get 1 hour to stitch, and some nights, or like weekends, I can stitch for like 4 or 5 hours a day, just back and forth between the time I get up and the time I go to bed. And I never thought that I would be into samplers. Like back in that time, my friend was really into band samplers. So, they'd just have a band of different stitches across. And I'm like, I liked the look of the fancy stitches, but it just looked boring to me. I didn't really want to do that. I wanted like pictures of like figures and dragons, and I just was more into fantasy and that kind of stuff. And I just didn't fit the type of person I was. It just seemed so boring. And as I've gotten older, like I found that I really, really, really enjoy doing the Quaker style samplers with the motifs. So I've started doing more of those. And this year has all been about branching out. Last year was about stitch alongs, and this year is about what I call social stitching, or round robins and swaps. Um, I did 2 swaps this year. I did the kitted up swap, where um I showed that early, and then I did a tarot card swap. I never got my card. I don't know if we're still doing it, so it could come, it could not. I don't know. I'm not super worried about it, but next year I don't know. Like I'm doing round robins. I'm participating in a lot more, and then so I would like to do more social stitching, but without going to retreats, because next year apparently we are going to actually go to Europe, my mother and I. We'll see if that actually happens. Okay, so speaking of Quakers, Halloween Quaker. Um, so again, it's a Quaker style. I finished this motif, this motif, this motif, and this teeny tiny purple one. So that was 10 hours. I did, it got called twice. And I'm like, I really like, look how cute, look how lacy that is. Here we go. I just do not know where the camera is. It's right there. This one. Like, look how lacy that is. I love that. This is all on, like, mostly DMC. I have the color and cotton for the green, the orange, purple. Those ones I did take the color and cotton. This one is on a 40 count Murky by Picture This Plus. I like, I love the little hat. Yeah, because I've been pagan or witch since I was in high school. But I really struggle with that. And I don't know if I'm the only one out there. Because most of the people who call themselves witches or pagans or Wiccans or whatever, they tend to be more like a dark aesthetic. You either have, it seems to be that you have two groups in this community. You have the crunchy granola hippie nature lover people, and then you have the people who are dark gothic, like the goth makeup, only dress in black, like horror movies and things like that. And the thing is, I don't seem to fit either of those groups. I'm not really a hippie. I'm not into alternative medicine and potions and anti I kind of am an anti-establishment, but I'm not, I don't have the same aesthetic. I don't dress all in natural fibers and only eat organic, vegan. Uh, I'm not into, I like dark things. I don't necessarily like death and gothic and that kind of stuff either. So people seem to think because I don't present the same way that other witches and pagans do, that I can't really be. And it's like, it's a belief system. I don't know how to explain that. It's not, it is a religion, but it's not a organized religion. Like, there isn't one set way that you do things. There isn't one set standard of how you have to worship or set up your altar or anything like that. And so most people who know pagans or witches tend to know the ones who are either gothic or hippy dippy granola moms. And I'm somewhere in between. And I've always struggled to find where I fit. And I think that's just my whole identity. Like, my whole life, I've always struggled where to fit. I've I like fantasy, high fantasy. But I'm not obsessive about it. I like computers and programming, but I never actually got into programming as a career. I I'm pagan, but I'm not dark goth. I'm not light. I'm neither white or dark, right? Um I I like to do different things and I don't fit. And that always has made it very difficult for me. And that's kind of why I always wanted to join YouTube, is because I wanted to be part of it and maybe find other people like me. Okay, there's 2 more projects left. Because I'm just blah 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 in between. So this is Trina's piece, oops, of our round robin. And it is called Half the Fun. So it's like the journey is half the fun. This is on Hyacinth, which I think is Stitch Me. The card is upstairs, and it's all done on with Tealicious, Tealicious by hand dyed by Rolanda. So I am doing, actually, I don't know which way this goes. I think it goes this way because I'm doing this corner. Sorry, there we go. I'm doing the last corner. So this bit, and I got quite a bit done. When I sat down, there's like a bicycle and this thing. That's a bus, a rocket ship, and a tram, and a helicopter, donkey. I finished the balloon, so I'm now coming down. And again, this is another, Ink Circles was another new designer to me this year. So I think when I go over, I'll go over all the new designers and what I thought of them. So this is the 4th time I've done an Ink Circles quarter. I started with mine. Mine was Forest Path, which then went to Trina. And then Reflections of Ireland, which was Megan's. And then I did Blue Morpho, which is Rob's. And now the last one, Half the Fun, for Trina. And if I get my button gear, I could probably send both of them at once because I still haven't gotten to a post office after I fell down and injured myself. I was supposed to do it that weekend. So that is the other round robin I'm working on. And then my one that YouTube seems to love a lot, Míle Fáilte. So I finished I don't know if I have pictures. I keep forgetting to take pictures. I'm terrible at taking pictures. So I finished this and came down here, finished this. Then I wanted to finish the words. Let's see if we can get, there we go. So Míle Fáilte is Gaeilge for 100,000 welcomes. So Míle Fáilte means 100,000 welcomes. And this is a pattern I found in a cross stitch magazine in 90, I think it was 92, by Patrica O'Thomas. And I've wanted to do it forever, and I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, I put 5 hours on this one, which I really love. I love this one, and I'm hoping to get it done this year. The only problem is that every single thing on this is outlined in black when it's done. So there's a lot of outlining. There's a lot of back stitching. It's all just around everything. So I think I'm just going to leave this without the black. But this really does, it pops when you put the black on because the black makes it look like knotwork. Same thing here. So now I've come up here, and the next time I start, I will start this corner and come down to finish the border. And hopefully I can get this done in 2024 because I love this one. This one is one that I've wanted forever. Forever. And again, I don't know why I didn't do it other than it intimidated me. All of that back stitch intimidated me before, and there's no half stitches. It's all very, very simple. So this I want to get done in 2024. I want to get it framed. This is only done on a antique white 32 count Wichelt with all DMC. I might put some beads on this one, like where the berries are. But this will be the second pattern that I've done from a magazine, and that is everything I've done. I don't have any haul. I haven't bought anything recently. I am thinking of buying my first full coverage piece. If you haven't heard, Jody, who is the owner and operator of Unconventional Cross Stitch, on October the 7th, her home burned down, and that's where she ran her business out of. So a lot of people are buying PDFs, and she charts full coverage. So they're buying a chart and they're starting it. I've never done a full coverage like that, and I can't. Oh, also Kaylee Tent Stitch from the sewing shop, she has a draw going on. So if you buy a pattern after the 7th of October and you start it and you post a picture of it on Instagram and tag, I think it's Unconventional Cross Stitch and Kaylee Tent Stitch, there's a draw for project bags, and I think maybe gift cards to the Unconventional Cross Stitch. There's no way that I could get the fabric in time, because getting pre-gridded fabric through the mail anywhere here in Canada, if I ordered it today, it wouldn't come till the end of the month. It seems to take forever to get to Saskatoon. So I still want to order a pattern. Like, I want to buy the pattern. There's a few, again, I struggle with a lot of them are very dark witchy, and I'm not really dark witchy. I'm not really white pink witchy, cutesy witchy. I'm kind of just an ordinary. I don't know. I'm an ordinary person who happens to be pagan. I like some of the stuff. I don't like some of the stuff. It's just what it is. So there's that. So if you're interested in trying a full coverage and possibly joining this giveaway, there you go. I will try to put the notes in down there. I'm really bad at putting notes in and remembering shout outs and things like that. What else? The only thing that I've gotten is mostly planner stuff. The only thing I've ordered this month, you've seen these before. These are my Hobonichi. This is actually Stalogy. But I've got the Hobonichi covers. I just ordered the clear plastic. It's called cover on cover for each of them. It's just to protect the book. I bought some stickers from a local shop called Soul Paper. These are kitties. Coffee and pastries. Date covers and cat date covers. So those are things I'm getting ready to start planning and putting plans and stuff in my planners. This one starts, let me see, the 30th Yeah, the 30th of December is when this one starts. Let's see. Oh. So week 1. I know this camera is like blurring everything out. So this one I love. I love just the width of the column. The columns are the perfect width for me. So the columns and the month boxes match. So the monthly plans go up to March, but the rest just goes up to the end of December. I put in, you can kind of see, I put in the tabs last time, and so this is, you have like a whole day per page, your monthly start page, which a lot of people put like vision boards or things like that, mind maps, vision boards, that's kind of things that I like. And then you have 1 day per page. You have the hours 6 a.m. till 3. Actually, it actually goes down to 4, but so yeah, 4 to 6. It's like a 24-hour kind of a short thing. This one is the English version, so the quotes in the bottom are in English. They're translated from Japanese. So sometimes they don't necessarily make sense to me. I don't really know. I don't really know the shows and stuff that they're referencing. And I found my shishiki. My This is like a writing board. It's just to make your pencil not go through the paper. So I got that another order. So here's my kitties. Kitties on bicycles, and then the mouse playing the harp at the back, and then cats on bread. I don't know. I like cats. When I ordered from the Wonder Pens, sorry for the crinkling, I ordered 5 mystery inks. So they all look black, but they're blue, teal, black, gray. This one I think is purple. Can't really see. You can see it's kind of red at the top. So I got 5 of those, 5 mystery inks. That is really all I ordered. I haven't ordered anything for my cross stitch. I keep trying to get the Krynex that I need for Autumn Goddess, or the Cathedral Woods Goddess, and I also need a bunch for September's Sapphire Berry. I have also bought, what was it? The Muse. I want to start the Muse in this next couple months. There was another one. A bunch of Mirabilias. Anyway. So that's pretty much it. I've rambled on for about 44 minutes. Oh, what can I... Maybe floss tubes that I'm enjoying right now. I've been watching Cam the Stitcher and her Flosstober. It has a great idea. I'm not... I don't have the ability to be as consistent because of kids and things like that in the morning. It's really hard to do it every day. But I love the idea of doing a Flosstober and like rolling a dice and picking a project and working on it for a night. So I'm really enjoying that. Pocket Roddy She has a Twitch now. I missed the Twitch stream, but yeah, she had a Twitch event. So yeah, check her out. I watched Just So Sherry, the Huyga Stitcher, and Mad Morty and the Brom. I've found they're kind of my aesthetic, so maybe there are other people like me out there. They also keep track of the under 1,000 subs club, which I'm still a member of. They are now over 1,000 subs, but when I first found them, they were just under. So like, I think in 900, and I thought, well, that's a great way to like, you know, promote the community, is keeping track of all the new floss tubes and how many subscribers, and celebrating when they finally hit the 1,000 subs club. I didn't know what that meant until recently. Well, I guess I knew kind of that you don't get monetized by YouTube until you have a certain number of watch hours, and also you have 1,000 people who are interested and care what you say. And I've noticed that like in this community, you either struggle and struggle and struggle, and it takes you like a year or 2 years or 3 years to get to 1,000 subs, or you just, there's something about you that grabs hold, and you, the first time you post, you get 1,000 people are interested. So there's kind of no in between, really. There's not. I don't know. And I've also, from cinematic stitches, it's the same. Like she was saying that in her last floss tube that I was watching, her face isn't itchy, and then she gets on floss tube and she just has to scratch. So I I get it. So I will try to note everybody down below, and about the unconventional cross stitch giveaway, draw, support. What else? Oh, don't forget about Palestine. This is still ongoing, and actually it's just getting more horrific every day. We support Palestine on this channel. I support Indigenous communities, land back, anti-colonialism. I know that's an unpopular opinion, and that's probably why I'm kind of dying. my people don't enjoy my channel, but it could be just that I babble. I do babble a lot. But don't forget about Palestine. It's still happening. Also the horrors that are happening from Milton and Helene. That, two big hurricanes going through the same area, like one after another. That's just, I kind of feel like it's related, but I don't know. I'm not a scientist. And don't lose your voice. Keep talking up. Keep speaking up. That's it for now. Hopefully next time I actually have something important to say. I don't think that ever happens. I'm just kind of, I just kind of talk. I don't actually have notes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just sort of show you pictures of what I'm doing. I'm keeping myself accountable. Someday I'll actually finish something, and then I might have something to show. And that's it. Keep speaking about Palestine. Talk to you later. Bye.